And welcome to Crochet Crochet Hooks. Please enjoy our free tutorials with just one of a 24-part series on teaching you how to crochet. Subscribe to start receiving our 24 courses that are delivered to your email inbox every few days. By the time you're done, you'll know the ins and outs of crochet. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. So now let's get crocheting with Curtsy. Welcome back everybody to the Curtsy Crochet Hook program. This is lesson number 15. In today's lesson I'm going to be teaching you how to do ripple crochet. It's ripple stitching and it looks amazing. It's one of those types of stitches I absolutely love. It just with the right colors, with the right ideas in an afghan, a table runner, all of this. It is just wonderful. So let's now get you started on lesson number 15 of the Curtsy Crochet Hook program, and let's take you down to the studio table and get you started. In today's project, we're going to work with the Bernat Mosaic. We're going to use a 5.0 millimeter hook because that's what it calls for. So I got my Curtsy Crochet hook out, and we are going to just create a slip knot on your hands. Now with the ripple stitch, it's actually a combination of two separate lines, and so I'm going to have to get you started in order to do this properly. So creating a slip knot, I want you to stay in sets of 2. So no matter what you do, always count 1, 2. This never counts as 1, so 1 and 2, and determine the size 1 and 2, and as soon as you get as big as you want to go, you can stop. And this really makes for really sharp afghans, sweaters, tabletop runners, but you just have to stay in sets of 2 in order to make this pattern work. So I've been counting 1, 2 in my brain as I've been chit-chatting. So let's go as long as you need to go, and then meet back up here and we'll continue to start this ripple stitch. We just now completed the chain, and what I want you to do is I want you to pinch with your thumb and your finger, this one right underneath, and I want you to chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Using patterns, they always say count back the third from the hook and this and that. Me, I just like to pinch so that I know exactly where I need to go. I'm going to double crochet, so I'm going to wrap my material, just shift my thumb out of the way, pull the material through, pull through, and 2. So let's review double crochet again. So wrapping, going in, pull through, 2 and 2. And what I need you to do for this entire row is just double crochet yourselves as if you're just doing a beginner tutorial, because we need to establish the base in order to continue working on this stitch in the future. So let's go all the way across, and I'll meet you back up at the end. We'll start on the next level. You've just now completed the double crochet for the first line, and now for this line I need you to single crochet. So to single crochet, all we just do is chain 1, and we come into the very same stitch that we started with. Okay, with double crochet we would have already moved over 1, and so I just want you to single crochet yourself all the way back across this line, and that's what you need to do. And we'll meet back up and we'll actually begin the actual ripple process, and you'll see how cool that we can get it to look after we're done. I've just single crocheted all my way across, and now I'm going to begin the ripple process. To start the ripple process, it's actually a combination of double crochet and triple crochet. We want to chain up 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So this will be the edge, and so basically you got to look for the posts that are underneath, and not the posts that are just right underneath, but actually looking even further down. So this post matches that one, matches that, so we want to go to the second over. So how we do it is that we wrap and wrap, coming in through the front, pull through like that, and we're triple crocheting down. Okay, so it's going to spread all the way down, and so the next one that we're going to just do is going to be a double crochet. So wrap and through. Okay, so what we wanted to do is, I'm going to explain that a little bit better, is that we actually want to skip one of the stitches that are in the top. You can see that the one going down is actually skipping over. So if I turn it around, you can see that this is the edge, this is the one I skipped over, and this is the next. So let's do that again. So triple crochet, so wrap and wrap. So I don't want to get this one, I want to get to the next. Okay, so I'm coming down and I'm triple crocheting. Okay, so I'm going every other one when I come down, and then I just have to look, and then this is the next stitch that's available, so I'm skipping that and just double crocheting into the one next beside it. And you can actually quickly identify these really easily once you get going. So wrap and wrap. So we're skipping the next post down here, going to the second one over, pull through 2 and 2, and coming up back into the top, and skipping one, going to the second one over for a double crochet. Okay, so wrap and wrap, coming all the way down, we're just skipping over one, pulling it through 2, 2, and 2, and then double crocheting. So what's going to happen is that the double crocheter is going to sit flat, and the other ones that are coming down in front are going to pop out towards you, creating a rippling effect. So what's the difference between this and a rib stitch? The identical reason, the main reason is that the way that I'm doing it right now is going to be a one-sided pattern. So when you go to look around the other side, when we get closer to the end point, you'll notice that there is no pattern on the other side. It's completely flat, where this one has all of the action going on this side. And the reason why that's happening, I should say, is that because the rippling is only going on one side, and the reason for the main rib stitch difference is that that single crochet in between the middle is what is creating this to be a one-sided pattern. So if you want to eliminate that single crochet out and just do exactly what I'm doing here, you can take your chances and give it a try and see if it'll work for you, because then you may be able to get the ripples on both sides if you really wanted to. Sometimes it's just a matter of playing with it. And while I was chatting with you, I did a single or triple crochet by accident. Okay, so we just go all the way down to the end of the line. Let's meet back up, and we'll just continue along, and I'll show you what the next process of the step is. We're now getting closer to the end, and basically we have only one more down. You can see we came down here, we want to skip one, we want to go to the next, which will be your last one before you run out. And I should have triple crocheted that. In a lot of these stitches, sometimes the wrapping process is different from each other, and it sometimes takes a bit of getting used to, but once you get into your own rhythm and get deep into the pattern, it doesn't really matter. So in the very end, we're just going to come in to the side there and just double crochet as normal. And that's what it would look like at this point. And as I said, it's a one-sided pattern, so one side appears completely flat and the other side has the ripples. So let's now turn the material, and we're going to single crochet. So every time we do a ripple, we're now going to single crochet in the line above it. So let's chain one, and going in and single crochet all the way back across, and we'll begin the process again of rippling. And this time this ripple is slightly going to be different, because I want you to go in between what you've already done in order to create what is called the ripple. So see you in just a second. So I've now finished this side again, and now I want to create again. So we have the ripple, then we have the single crochet, and now we want to chain up 3. We're going to double crochet ourselves, so we're going to chain up 3. So now exactly where you see the issue of everything going on. Okay, so you see this is the ripple, this is the outside. So now what we need to do is to establish, to make sure that we are rippling in between the other posts that are popping out. So let's begin. So in this case, we're going to go right into the next stitch available. Okay, in the last line, the one we came up, if you remember, is that we went right into creating the ripple immediately. So in this one, obviously it has to be the other one. So now we're going to triple crochet, and we're going to look down, and we're looking past the single crochet into the one underneath, and this one here will be set back slightly, and you can tell it's in between the other two triple crochets that we did earlier. Okay, so now let's double crochet ourselves into the next one, to the line above, sorry, and now the next one is down again. So we just look, these two are popping, it must be this one coming in like so. So basically every line is identical to what you've been seeing in the last three lines that we've been doing, and basically you just have to work in between each. So when you go to do your next line, you'll be doing a single crochet again, and then the next line, what we'll be doing is we'll be capturing these ones that are set back in order to bring them more forward. So let me fast forward now to the end of the line, and we'll give you a better demonstration of what this will look like. To give you an indication on the edge, instead of just letting you assume, to see how this one here is pulling that one up right here, and the next one here is underneath, and normally, and what happens is that we always double crochet above it, which is matching. That means that this post here has to have just a double crochet added to it. Okay, so this may actually look really weird to you on the one edge or on both edges, but in actual fact you have to keep these posts aligned with each other, or you end up with the material growing out of alignment. So you can see you got a beautiful ripple going on through it, and so the next one, the ripple then will be down and pushed in between here. So we're going to single crochet again and then ripple, and then we're going to capture these ones in between to create what is like almost like a sandbar look, and it actually looks really super cool. So there you have it. That was lesson number 15, and that was the ripple crochet. Again, another favorite of mine, and you can really start seeing that, you know, your crochet skills are starting to build. We're now going to schedule you for level 16, so it's lesson number 16, and the honeymoon is over, folks. We're now going to start boosting you up to levels that you didn't think were possible, but I'm now going to boost you up into projects and stitch work that are considered intermediate at this point, and even to some could be considered expert levels. We're now going to move you to the Catherine wheel stitch in lesson number 16, and hang on to your booties. You're going to love this stitch. It is actually really fun to do, and once you master it, it's one of those stitches that you'll have for a lifetime. And for me, of crochet, the Catherine wheel stitch is the most favorite stitch that I love doing because of the way that it looks after you're done. So let's now schedule you for level number 16, lesson 16, as we move you along in the Curtsy Crochet Hook program. Until next time, I'm your host, Mikey.